This is the Thrive section. For a seemingly hopeless battle, the solution to vital problems is simply to change our consensus reality. The only weapon they have is keeping the knowledge of our true human nature just out of reach. Evolving to achieve our full potential is the promise of the Golden Age. Living to 200. Quote, "This is my simple religion. There is no need for temples, no need for complicated philosophy. Our own brain, our own heart is our temple. The philosophy is kindness." Dalai Lama. At any given moment, you are either losing life or gaining life. When you are losing life, it means death and disease are advancing on your potential longevity. Everything in life is always changing, including our bodies. In every moment, we are either feeling stronger or getting weaker. If we are losing life, we are gaining death. And of course, we are what we consume. The skin, an average person, replaces itself every 35 days, and the liver regenerates in about a month. The human body makes new cells from the drinks and food we intake. What we eat literally becomes who and what we are. Food can be medicine, yet it does not contain medicine. Examples of medicine and food include resveratrol, curcumin, turmeric, phycokinins, polyphenols, and 10,000 other chemicals created naturally by plants that have medicinal functions in the human body. Considering that nearly 25% of all prescription medicines are in some way derived from plants, including statin drugs, Big Pharma expends enormous resources searching the world's botanical richness for amazing molecules that they can pirate from natural and nature and alter in some ways to make them patentable as a drug. Even the World Resources Institute readily admits this. It also reminds us that 80% of the world's population still relies largely on plant-based medicine. After all, the human body evolved in an environment replete with plants that have beneficial physiological and medicinal effects. For every human ailment, it has been said that nature has already provided a remedy. To a large degree, prolonged good health is also determined by attitude, and specifically by a person's beliefs about foods, use of non-toxic remedies, and an overall high quality of life. Science has proven this with repeated experiments using the placebo effect and blind studies to measure degree of stress, contentment, and availability of support systems. The body's ability to heal is greater than anyone had previously been led to believe. Maintaining a positive, upbeat, and inspired attitude while focusing on maximizing and preserving all aspects of physical health should be everyone's top priority. As Reader's Digest points out, laughter is the best medicine. Many factors in our lives can stave off the aging process and prevent disease. The physical environment and the circumstances surrounding where we live can also have an effect on personal longevity. People who live in mountainous regions, for example, have a higher than average life expectancy rate. Living at higher elevations allows the body to create more white blood cells, or leukocytes, which are cells in the immune system which defend the body against both infectious disease and foreign materials. Colorado contains the top 7 ranked counties in the nation for longevity, all with a life expectancy of 81.3 years. And it is hardly seems coincidental that all 7 counties, Clear Creek, Eagle, Gilpin, Grand, Jackson, Park, and Summit, lie either on, near, or adjoining the Continental Divide. Living a long and fruitful life appears to depend both on our life circumstances and how we treat ourselves. The life of a 256-year-old. According to official records in China, herbalist Li Ching-Yuen was born in 1677 in Guijiang County in Sichuan Province. Although Li himself claimed that he was born in 1736, the official date would still make him the oldest recorded person who has ever lived. Throughout his long life, Li practiced martial arts continually and was a renowned herbalist. He was also known to consume and sell the following herbs: lingji, goji berry, wild ginseng, he shao wu, and gota cola, along with other Chinese herbs. His diet consisted exclusively of these herbs and rice wine. Supposedly, Li had also produced over 200 descendants during his lifespan and survived all 23 of his wives. In 1930, the New York Times printed an article published official and unofficial Chinese government documents. Dating back to 1827, these documents contained official congratulations on Li Ching-Yuen's 150th birthday. Later documents dating back to 1877 contained official congratulations on his 200th birthday. There are some interesting historical facts to this story that can shed light on Li's ultra longevity. He was a Chinese herbalist, skilled in Qigong, and spent most of his life in the mountains. One of Li's disciples, the Taijiquan master Da Lu, told his master's story. At 135 years of age, Master Li encountered a much older hermit who was over 500 years old and living in the mountains. The aged hermit taught Li Bang Zhuang and a set of Qigong techniques that included breathing instructions, movements, training coordinated with specific sounds, and dietary recommendations. Da Lu reports that his master said that his longevity is, quote, due to the fact that I performed the exercises every day, regularly, correctly, and with sincerity for 120 years, end quote. How could Li Ching-Yuen have possibly lived so long? Expressing his formula for longevity in one sentence, Li said, quote, retain a calm heart, sit like a turtle, walk swiftly like a pigeon, and sleep like a dog, end quote. In 1927, the Chinese National Revolutionary Army General Yang Sen invited him to his residence in Huahessen, Sichuan Province. This is where the picture at the end of this chapter was taken. Yang Sen offered Li an opportunity to teach martial arts to his Chinese soldiers. Even though he had reached an age of 250 years old, the general could not believe how youthful his guest was. Li also said a fundamental Taoist practice to learn to keep the wuji, or emptiness, as another key to his longevity. Li Ching-Yuen died on the 6th of May in 1933. He told his students that he had completed all of his tasks in this lifetime and he was now ready to come home. It should be pointed out that Li Ching-Yuen lived a completely holistic lifestyle long before any pharmaceutical drug was ever conceived or invented. Growing new organs. Besides making good lifestyle choices, there is also a rapid advance in the science of extending our lives. Could our next generation live to be 150 or even 200 years old? Experts think that the latest big breakthroughs in science and technology could make this a reality. For example, scientists are making huge advances in the laboratory, growing new organs from adult human stem cells, creating body parts with 3D printers, and using gene therapy to successfully treat diseases like blindness and leukemia. And that's not all. Doctors have already doubled the lifespan of a worm by applying longevity techniques. Doctors are now growing replacement organs and body parts in the laboratory from their patients' own cells. With more than 112,000 Americans currently waiting for an organ transplant, and many of whom will never receive one, the demand to grow new organs has never been greater. Scientists can take a very small piece of tissue from the specified injured or diseased organ, less than half the size of a postage stamp, and reproduce the tissue. A common example is when stem cells are taken from a subject's own bladder and placed in a biodegradable mold, which is soaked and seeded with nutrients. After incubation in a bioreactor, the tissue grows into a new bladder that then is placed in the patient's body. At the Wake Forest Institute for Regenerative Medicine in North Carolina, there are labs, such as described above, that currently take stem cells and multiply them for a variety of uses in patients. Other labs make biodegradable scaffolds that cells are sprayed onto. They are then all cooked in something called a bioreactor to prepare them as human grafts. The Institute is currently growing over 20 different types of tissues and organs, and most have already been implanted in patients. These tissues and organs include lab-grown arteries, ears, finger bones, urethras, and artificial heart valves, all grown from human cells. Replacement human skin for burn victims and even tiny muscles are also being grown. An advantage to growing body parts from a patient's own stem cells is that they won't be rejected, such as organs from other people maybe, so patients will not need toxic anti-rejection drugs. Aging experts say that lifestyle changes applied right now can help people live easily into their 80s, similar to the residents in the mountainous counties of Colorado. Naturally, the prevention of bad habits goes a long way in improving the quality of life as a person grows older. Sleep has also been recognized as being an essential aid in rejuvenating the body. It is recommended that we get to bed close to the same time every night and rise around the same time each morning. Naps in the middle of the day have also been proven beneficial. For mature adults, at least 7 or 8 hours of sleep per night are recommended, while adolescents and elderly people usually need about 8 or 9 hours of sleep per night. Sleep allows the body time to repair and regenerate itself. Gene therapy. Another technique for treating terminal patients is the science of gene therapy. What's known in cancer research is that inflammation occurs when the cell walls are damaged, and thus cancer cells can form. Acidic blood results from abnormal red blood cells can also lead to a higher incidence of cancer. Researchers are reporting the first clear success with a different approach for treating leukemia, turning the patient's own blood cells into assassins that hunt down and destroy invasive cancer cells. Scientists have developed a carrier to deliver new genes into the T cells and a signaling mechanism telling the cells to kill and multiply. This results in armies of serial killer cells that target cancer cells, destroying them, and go on to kill new cancer as it emerges. It was known that T cancer cells attack viruses that way, but this is the first time it has ever been done against cancer. According to scientists, genes determine 20 to 30% of our longevity. Early research compared standard sequences with SNP, that's single nucleotide polymorphism, which is a particular variation found in genome sequences. However, no conclusive result was identified to determine that SNPs were the reason for specific longevity in some people. Now experts suggest that longevity might be affected by a particular gene present in only one person in a million. This might involve 3 or more genes, but they are extremely rare genes. If these genes can be identified, replicated, and used as gene therapy, we might all have an opportunity to become super centenarians, defined as those who live past 110 years or longer. The pH equation and health. According to many health researchers, total healing of chronic illness takes place only when and if the blood is restored to a normal, slightly alkaline pH. The magnitude of meaning behind this research is of incredible importance to someone who is fighting a disease, overcoming an illness, or just wanting to feel better. Thus, the body pH affects everything, including the terrain within the stomach and intestines. Human blood stays in a very narrow pH range, right about 7.3. A pH below or above this range brings symptoms and disease. When pH is off balance, microbial-looking forms reproduce in the blood, which can change shape, mutate, mirror pathogenicity, and grow. Further, enzymes that are constructive can become destructive. When pH is imbalanced, oxygen delivery to the cells suffers. The immune system cannot fight off an imbalanced terrain. Dr. Otto Warburg was awarded the 1931 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for his discovery that cancer is caused by weakened cell respiration due to a lack of oxygen at the cellular level. According to Warburg, damaged cell respiration causes fermentation. He said, quote, "Every single person who has cancer has a pH that is too acidic," end quote. Fermentation produces acids like lactic acid and lowers the cell pH levels in the body to acidic levels. An acidic intra and extracellular environment destroys the ability of DNA and RNA to control cell division and allows cancerous cells to multiply. Dr. Warburg stated, quote, "Nobody today can say that one does not know what cancer and its prime cause is. On the contrary, there is no disease whose prime cause is better known, so that today ignorance is no longer an excuse," end quote. Since cancer cannot survive in an oxygenated alkaline environment, the cure to cancer is to oxygenate the body, detoxify, and alkalize. The human body has a normal temperature of 37 degrees Celsius. That's about 98.6 Fahrenheit. Our body also has moisture content percentages, pressure, pH balance, natural frequencies, and typically nutrient deficiencies. A human's normal pH balance of alkaline ranges from 7.35 pH to 7.45 pH. That is, when the organs maintain an optimum pH balance in the arterial blood. A healthy human body contains both acids and bases. To counteract the amount of acids consumed by eating, drinking, and breathing, the body will take alkaline substances from body parts, such as the bones. By drinking alkaline water, we can counteract the intake of acids and help the body regulate its pH in a more healthy way. Cancer cells, therefore, can only survive in an acidic pH. Cancer cells die when in an alkaline pH environment. An acidic condition draws minerals and oxygen from the body and results in lower immunity, premature aging, and the advent of various diseases. When taken in the right amounts, goji berry are an excellent way to convert acidic blood to alkaline blood. This can take effect in as quickly as 48 hours. Our current toxic environment can cause free radical production to spin out of control, causing premature aging and perhaps degenerative diseases such as cancer, heart disease, autism, or Alzheimer's disease. Goji berries can help balance this. The average frequency of a healthy human body during daytime is 62 to 68 hertz. When the frequency drops, the immune system is compromised. If the frequency drops to 58 hertz, cold and flu symptoms appear. At 55 hertz, diseases like candida can take hold. At 52 hertz, Epstein-Barr can occur, and at 42 hertz, cancer is possible. According to Dr. Royal Raymond Rife, every disease has a frequency. He has found that certain frequencies can prevent the development of disease and that others would destroy diseases. Substances of higher frequency will destroy diseases of lower frequency. Buying phenomenal alkaline water concentrate is inexpensive, about $1 per liter. Not only does it help to prevent diseases, but these waters are delicious and very clean. Another option is to use baking soda in water because it has a high pH. A small amount goes a long way. The pH level inside of tumor cells is usually very low or acidic compared to normal cells, and the salt form of cesium can raise the pH level of tumor cells to a normal level. That slows the cancer's growth. Since the supplement cesium chloride works by raising the pH of the tumor cells, its use in therapy has been called high pH therapy. Natural cures. The word vaccine comes from the Latin word vaccinium, meaning berry. Most varieties of berries are regarded as superfoods because of their high antioxidant content. Also, oregano provides more antioxidants than blueberries, oranges, or apples. Antioxidants are intimately involved in the prevention of cellular damage, the common pathway for cancer, aging, and a variety of diseases. Antioxidants are molecules that can safely interact with free radicals and terminate the chain reaction before vital molecules are damaged. Since berries and other superfoods cannot be patented to make money for the shareholders of major pharmaceutical companies, we are not being properly educated about this logical and natural option. Far more media attention focuses on the consumption of medicine and pills rather than sensible, holistic cures. Unfortunately, one of the largest industries in the world, and employing the most powerful lobbyists in Washington, D.C., is the pharmaceutical industry. Big pharma is big business. Eating the superfoods and maintaining a healthy diet with a daily exercise routine is the best way to prevent the onset of any disease or sickness. Medical research has shown that regularly eating blueberries, which are naturally high in antioxidants, can help people lose abdominal fat, improve memory, and even prevent cancer. Alkaline foods and water are a key to preventing and fighting off diseases and illnesses. If you are drinking tapped or bottled water, it can be acidic. Cancer and other diseases thrive in an acidic environment. Lemon and grapefruit are alkaline. Other citrus fruits, such as oranges, are acidic. A 2-week fast featuring honey and lemon water made from fresh squeezed lemons is an excellent way of detoxifying the system and retreat from an otherwise acidic diet. There are reports of people with life-threatening conditions whose health was seemingly miraculously restored using a honey and lemon water fast for a few weeks. When treating seasonal flu symptoms with the organic approach, it is possible to avoid medicine altogether. Green tea extract combined with turmeric is excellent as a preventative and treatment. Turmeric, and more specifically curcumin, is primarily active ingredient, continues to shine as an awe-inspiring anti-cancer superfood and spiced with a vast array of tangible health benefits. Taking vitamin D supplements or getting a daily dose of sunshine can fight off influenza and is an effective way to prevent colds altogether, thus avoiding the need for flu shots. Resveratrol is also beneficial. St. John's wort was apparently used with efficiency against H5N1 in Vietnam. Garlic is an effective natural sulfur-based compound that is effective against MRSA. Mucilsolvan, or abroxyl hydroxide, is very effective against lung and respiratory injury. This compound also has antiviral properties and anti-inflammation benefits. To fight the onset of a cold, one should increase vitamin C and D3 levels orally. It's important to maintain electrolyte levels continuously depending upon status. Once infected with the flu, a person has about 72 hours to take remedial action. Symptomatic treatment is fine, although it is a race against time to organically treat the root cause of a flu illness. All people should sweat daily and, at the very least, have one full and complete bowel movement each day. Our output of toxins should be about equal to our input. In order to keep the cells oxygenated and the blood at a slightly alkaline level, shocking the body with hot and cold also appears to be very healthy for the body. Those cultures of people who live the longest have a tradition of shocking the body with hot and cold applications. The people of Scandinavia, for example, routinely take hot saunas on cold days, and those in Russia will come out of a warm house and take a cold dip in the water. And those who live in tropical climates benefit from taking cold showers on hot days. Alkalizing factors include drinking fresh, pure water, breathing deeply, smiling or laughing, eating dark leafy greens and citrus fruits, being in nature, singing or listening to and playing music, and merely thinking positive thoughts. Acidifying factors include hearing, thinking, or saying harsh, bitter, angry words, being upset in a traffic jam, feeling jealous or vengeful, overworking, overexercising, not getting enough sleep, eating acidifying foods, inhaling or being exposed to acidifying chemicals, and using electronics for too long, such as TVs, radios, computers, and cell phones. This basically includes anything that reduces the amount of oxygen being delivered to the body, especially, for example, being in a stressful or fearful situation wherein humans subconsciously begin to breathe shallowly. The rise of cancer. Out of control cancer starts developing a long time before it is diagnosed. We all have cancer cells in our body, and it is not a problem until cancer cells duplicate millions of times over. This results mainly because the natural nutrients of our bodies need and used to identify, destroy, and prevent the duplication of these cancer cells are not present in our diets. Our bodies have the inherent gift of having natural healing systems built in. The body can heal itself if it has the right building blocks in the form of nutrients. Most people seemingly do not understand that what they eat causes their disease. Additional new research has shown that the spice turmeric is capable of halting cancer cell growth altogether. This accidental finding, reached by scientists, further shows the lack of real science behind many old paradigm treatments, despite what many health officials would like you to believe. The truth is that natural alternatives do not receive even a small fraction of the funding that the pharmaceutical drug companies and medical interventionists do. There's simply no room for profit. If everyone were using turmeric and vitamin D for cancer treatment, or better yet, for cancer prevention, many drug companies would lose a huge portion of their profits. There are other holistic treatments that the medical establishment routinely ignores. For example, dozens of children and adults recommended to undergo chemotherapy opted instead to begin applying cannabis oil. Within 2 months, the cancer receded, or the tumor had shrunk so much that chemo was not needed. It was found that the cannabinoid oil instructs cancer cells to die, or what is called a, quote, programmed cell death. Another alternative to chemo comes from Dr. Stanislav R. Berzinski, who is the physician and biochemist researcher responsible for identifying natural occurring peptides and amino acid derivatives, or anti-neoplastons, as he later named them, in the human body. He discovered that they are the components of a biochemical defense system that controls cancer growth without destroying normal cells. These substances are largely deficient in cancer patients when compared to healthy individuals. The greatest truths, by necessity, are always simple. Not only can baking soda be used as a household cleaner, it has also been shown to combat cancer, fight colds, prevent the flu, and even treat radiation poisoning. Sodium bicarbonate, also known as baking soda, alkalizes the body, absorbs heavy metals and radiation, purifies the air, extinguishes fires, deodorizes, soothes bed bite, itching, and can be used as a natural toothpaste. Dr. Simaccini, an oncologist from Rome, Italy, originally made the connection between fungal infections and cancer proliferation. He discovered that when a tumor was flushed with baking soda, a natural antifungal, it shrank and completely disappeared within days. Time-tested remedies like baking soda treating cancer may not be breaking news to some, but they are worthy of our attention. After all, the reason they've been around for so long is because they work. Other ways to kill cancer. Researchers are looking at ways to replicate a type of cytotoxic lymphocyte cell, which constitutes a major component within our immune system and may hold the key to ultra longevity. These natural killer NK cells play a major role in the rejection of tumors and cells infected by viruses. NK cells are highly important cells in our immune systems and are a very important natural asset in the fight against cancer. These cells kill by releasing a blast of protein, thereby injecting the suspect cell with psychotoxins that cause the target cell to die by apoptosis. NK cells play a highly important role in the killing of tumors and cells infected by viruses. NK cells are known as natural killers because they don't need to react to specific antigens. They just need to recognize that a cell is foreign and that it does not belong. However, NK cells must receive an activating message, such as signals from cytokines, in order to do their work. In a related category, more and more research suggests that THC, the active ingredient in marijuana, is beneficial in fighting cancer. One claim is that when pure liquid THC is injected into a cancerous tumor in a patient, the tumor will eat itself. The research shows that THC just loves to eat cancer. Other compounds called CBD and CBN found within cannabis have been shown to create the same hostile environment within cancer cells. The combination of THC with these other compounds creates an amplification of the cancer-killing effect. More than the amplification, entire new anti-cancer effects are observed that don't take place with only single compounds, including THC by itself. The question now is to identify the ideal ratios between these various compounds. It may prove that the best blend is more than 80% THC, while the other compounds act as helpers. Deep within the Amazon rainforest, there grows a tree that may revolutionize cancer treatment and the chances for survival. A study at Purdue University recently found that leaves from the graviola tree killed cancer cells among 6 human cell lines, and it is especially effective against prostate, pancreatic, and lung cancers. It appears that it is a promising remedy for cancers of all types. The sour sop, or the fruit from the graviola tree, has been called miraculous natural cancer cell killer, many times stronger than chemotherapy. Although it is effective for a number of medical conditions, the anti-tumor effect is the most promising. Besides being a cancer remedy, the graviola tree holds a broad spectrum of antimicrobial agents for both bacterial and fungal infections, and it is effective against internal parasites and worms, lowers high blood pressure, and has shown some efficiency for treating depression, stress, and nervous disorders. With extracts from this miraculous tree, it may now be possible to attack cancer safely and effectively with an all-natural therapy, thus eliminating the chemo side effects of extreme nausea, weight, and hair loss. Extracts from the tree were shown to effectively target and kill malignant cells in 12 types of cancer, including colon, breast, prostate, lung, and pancreatic cancer. The tree compounds were shown to be up to 10,000 times more effective in slowing the growth of cancer cells than andromycin, a commonly used chemotherapy drug. What's more, unlike chemotherapy, the compound extracted from the graviola tree selectively hunts down and kills only cancer cells. It does not harm healthy cells. It also protects the immune system and aids people in avoiding other potential infections. Vitamin B17 is not the enemy. Perhaps the ultimate natural anti-cancer supplement is vitamin B17. It has been shown in numerous independent studies to kill cancer cells, strengthen the immune system, and prevent cancer cells from developing in the future. In 1950, after many years of research, a dedicated biochemist by the name of Dr. Ernst D. Krebs, Jr., isolated a new vitamin that he numbered B17 and called it Latrelle. Many decades later, thousands of patients became convinced that Dr. Krebs had finally found the complete cure for all cancers, a conviction that even more people share today. Shortly after the success stories started pouring in, the pharmaceutical multinationals hounded Dr. Krebs and his miracle cure. The suppression of B17 research continues to this day. Since they were unable to patent or claim exclusive rights to the vitamin, Big Pharma launched an unprecedented and vicious propaganda attack against B17, despite the fact that hard proof of its efficiency in controlling all forms of cancer are provided in overwhelming abundance. Why has orthodox medicine waged a war against this non-drug approach? G. Edward Griffin, author of the book World Without Cancer, contends that the answer is to be found not in science, but in politics, and is based upon the hidden economic agenda among those who dominate the medical establishment. In short, they only wish to support the conclusions that endorse their own products and their industry as a whole. Every year, thousands of Americans travel to Mexico to receive Latrelle therapy because vitamin B17 treatment has been suppressed in the United States. Most of these patients have been told that their cancer is terminal and that they have but a few months to live, yet an incredible percentage of them have recovered and are living normal lives, sometimes years or decades longer than their original prognosis. However, the FDA, the AMA, the American Cancer Society, and U.S. Cancer Research Centers continue to declare that Latrelle therapy is fraudulent and a quack science. The recovered patients, they say, either had spontaneous remissions or never had cancer in the first place. If any of these people ultimately die after seeking Latrelle, spokesmen of allopathic medicine are quick to proclaim, "You see, Latrelle doesn't work." Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of patients die each year undergoing chemotherapy, surgery, and or radiation. But those treatments continue to be touted as safe and effective. The FDA has attempted to impose strict regulations to ban B17 for 2 decades. Latrelle nutrient therapy is only used by select hospitals in Mexico that primarily treat cancer with nutrition and homeopathic medicine. These hospitals achieve a near perfect recovery rate with virgin cases, that is, those localized tumors or cancers that have yet to be burned with radiation, poisoned with chemotherapy, or cut into with surgery. A majority of Latrelle-treated patients report positive results ranging from an increase in the feeling of well-being and an even brighter outlook on life, to such noticeable reactions as an increase in appetite, weight gain, and frequently restoration of natural skin color and reduction or the elimination of cancer-related pain. In thousands of cases, total regression of all cancer symptoms has been confirmed. Vitamin B complex is among the most essential of all vitamins in terms of maintaining good physical health for most people. Thankfully, there is no medical reason for any restrictions on its distribution or use in the United States. After all, this is a natural supplement, not a chemical-based drug. The main components of vitamin D complex are niacin, or B3, folates, or B9 pantothenic acid, or B5, pyridroxide, or B6, biotin, or B7, thiamine, or B1, riboflavin, or B2, and cobalamin, or B12, which are naturally available in certain foods. Regular vitamin D ingestion is also useful for maintaining overall general health, reproductive health, healthy cell metabolism, neurological function, the formation of blood cells, and maintaining hunger at normal levels among cancer patients. Vitamin D also prevents cancer. New research shows that a regular intake of vitamin D diminishes the risk of getting any form of cancer by 77%. Yet the allopathic medical industry refuses to support this form of cancer prevention. A big percentage of the US population is deficient in vitamin D, usually due to a lack of regular sunshine exposure, which leads to a rise in several different types of cancers and ailments. So why would the American Cancer Society, the ACS, oppose vitamin D? Simply because, as we have seen over and over, the research on vitamin D presents a huge threat to the cancer industry profit margins. After all, vitamins, supplements, and getting a daily dose of direct sunlight offers a way to prevent cancer for free or at little cost. Our skin can manufacture its own powerful anti-cancer medicine simply through an hour or so of daily exposure to sunlight. If it seems surprising that the American Cancer Society, which claims to be against cancer, would dissuade people from taking supplements that could slash their cancer risk by 77%, maybe we don't really know enough about the ACS. First, notice the irony in its name. They don't call themselves the Anti-American Cancer Society or American Anti-Cancer Society. It's the American Cancer Society. What they really stand for is right in their name. The ACS is an organization that actually prevents prevention and is openly supported by the continuation of cancer as it boosts its profits and power. The ACS is an organization that actually prevents prevention and is openly supported by the continuation of cancer as it boosts its profits and power. The ACS is the wealthiest nonprofit group in America and has very close ties to pharmaceutical companies, mammography equipment companies, and other corporations that profit from cancer. The research on vitamin D is such good news that the American Cancer Society has made comments not in support, but actually against this sensible approach to prevention and treatment. An ACS spokesperson, Marija McCullough, Strategic Director of Nutritional Epidemiology for the American Cancer Society, flatly stated that nobody should take supplements to prevent cancer. What the ACS supports are cancer drugs that are designed to shrink tumors by cutting off their blood supply. While some patients appear to be cured or at least helped by these drugs, one study has warned that their effect may actually help cancer spread to other parts of the body. Harvard Medical School researchers investigated two drugs, Glivec and Student, discovered that while it is proven that they reduce the size of cancer tumors, these treatments may also make cancer cells more aggressive and mobile. Magnesium depletion. Like vitamin D depletion, medical doctors are beginning to recognize that most Americans are chronically deficient in magnesium. The mineral magnesium can enhance many important functions in the body, such as producing cellular energy and enhanced muscle and nerve actions. Thus, there are numerous health problems related to its depletion. A number of pharmaceutical products and drugs, including antibiotics, antacids, antidepressants, statins, and anti-inflammatory medications, can result in the depletion of magnesium levels. Low magnesium in the body has also been associated with a host of problems, including cramps, spasms, seizures, insomnia, migraines, depression, chronic fatigue, impaired memory, and hyperactivity in children. A number of foods are naturally high in magnesium, including kelp, cashews, almonds, brewer's yeast, buckwheat, Brazil nuts, millet, wheat germ, and bran. According to advice from nutritional doctors, in addition to consuming nuts, seeds, and seaweed and grains, magnesium supplements should also be taken, but ideally in smaller doses and at staggered times. However, many people get an unwanted laxative effect from these supplements, in which case it is recommended to take a bath in Epsom salts, which draws out toxins and increases magnesium levels in the body. People can find out if they have lowered magnesium by taking the RBC magnesium blood test. Quote, "There is but one cause in disease, and that is the body's inability to comprehend itself and or its environment," wrote author Dr. Fred H. Barge. He continued, quote, "There is but one cure in disease, and that is the body's ability to heal itself. And there is only one thing any doctor can do for a patient, and that is remove obstruction to healing, thus facilitating it." End quote. Giving the body what it needs to heal itself requires good nutrition and supplements. Magnesium, for example, is considered the essential forgotten mineral. Most people do not know calcium is regulated and controlled by magnesium, which is another essential mineral needed by every cell in the body. Our bodies need to correct the correct amount of magnesium in our diets in order for us to sleep properly. If it's too high or too low, we can suffer from sleep disturbance. Magnesium deficiency is also shown to cause cancer. Immune system strength. The human body is an extremely clever machine. It knows how to breathe all by itself. It knows how to make a baby. It knows how to grow. It knows how to digest food. It knows how to eliminate waste. It knows how to circulate blood, oxygen, and nutrients. It knows how to heal a wound, and it knows how to fight disease. Enzymes like telomerase and resveratrol, although not quite a fountain of youth, offer tantalizing clues as to how we might someday soon unravel the aging process. We are composed of more than just our body. Everything in life, including the living human body, is dynamic and always changing. A living organism has the intelligence of the universe within it, and referred to as its innate intelligence. This innate wisdom is the infinite source within, and it makes no mistakes. There is an energy within each of us, as well as within all life forms, and it operates by using innate knowledge. This intelligent and organized force is called our life energy. The purpose of the body's innate intelligence is to maintain the living tissues in active organization. Innate intelligence runs your body and, by extension, runs your life. If nature creates a problem, nature creates a solution. Our bodily systems direct our innate ability to heal, survive, react, or adopt. The key to optimum health and longevity lies within our immune systems. The modern word immunity derives from the Latin immunis and means resistance of an organism to infection or disease. The immune system is amazingly complex. It can recognize millions of different enemies, and it can enlist specialized cells and secretions to seek out and destroy each of them. Scientists have long been working to find ways to boost our immune system's ability to fight cancer and add longevity. Earlier attempts at genetically modifying bloodstream soldiers, called T cells, have had limited success. The modified cells didn't reproduce well and quickly disappeared. Following healthy eating patterns can directly contribute to greater immune system strength. Opting for organic produce or locally and sustainable grown foods can be an excellent first step in developing better health. Dietary strategies in patients who experience cancer remission have included foods with turmeric and cumin, while chili, garlic, chipotle, and cinnamon powders appear to be good additives also. At the same time, these healthy nutrition strategies provide a greener lifestyle, a greener planet, and generally speaking, a more eco-conscious form of existence. It bears repeating that for every ailment, there is a natural cure. Countering toxic effects. Homeopathic medicine is considered fringe, even though it was widely used prior to the 1930s and has been shown to improve health. Even the eminent ancient Greek father of medicine, Hippocrates, said, "Nature is the best physician." In this modern age, however, we have the disadvantage of living in a world with polluted air, water, and soil. There are new diseases, viruses, and other bacterial strains that maliciously affect our health, and we need to protect ourselves. There are ways to counter the harmful effects of our toxic environment, including fighting off new infections, and there are growing problems with vaccines. A leading doctor of holistic medicine, Russell Blaylock, has compiled a list regarding suggestions on how to reduce the toxic effects of vaccines, especially the H1N1 influenza A shot. He says, number one on the list is to bring a cold pack with you and place it on the site of the injection as soon as you can, and this will block the immune reaction. Once you get home, continue using a cold pack throughout the day. If you continue to have immune reactions the following day, take cold showers and continue with the cold press. He says take fish oil supplements. EPA, which is eicosapentaenoic acid, is one of the omega-3 fatty acids found in fish oil caplets, and it is a potent immune suppressant. If you take a high dose of EPA, you will be more susceptible to infections because it is a powerful immune suppressant. However, in the case of an immune adjuvant reaction, you will want to reduce symptoms. Studies show that if you take EPA oil 1 hour before injecting a very powerful adjuvant called LPS, it would completely block the ability of the LPS to cause brain inflammation. Take a moderate dose every day and more if needed to tame a cytokine storm. Flavonoids are third on the list, namely curcumin, quercetin, ferulic acid, and ellagic acid, particularly in a mixture. The curcumin and quercetin in particular have been found to block the ability of the adjuvants to trigger a long-term immune reaction. If you take it an hour before the vaccination, it should help dampen the immune reaction, says Dr. Blaylock. Vitamin E is the natural form that is high in gamma E, will help dampen the immune reactions and reduce several of the inflammation cytotoids. An important ingredient on the list is vitamin C at a dose of 100 milligrams, taken 4 times a day and best between meals. It is a very potent anti-inflammatory and should be taken in a buffered form, not as ascorbic acid. Also use astaxanthin as it's an anti-inflammatory. According to Dr. Blaylock, fatal reactions to vaccines in Aboriginal and African children occurred in those who were deficient in carotenoids like astaxanthin. It is a good protection against the toxic effects of the vaccine. Likewise, it was found that children who were deficient in zinc had a high mortality rate. Zinc is a very protective against vaccine toxicity. Do not use zinc mixed with copper, however, as copper is a major trigger of free radical generation. Ensure you avoid all immune stimulating supplements such as mushroom extracts, whey protein, and beta glucan before a vaccine shot. Take a multivitamin mineral daily, but one that does not contain iron. The multivitamin mineral is to make sure your body has plenty of selenium and B vitamins. Selenium, notes Dr. Blaylock, is very important for fighting viral infections, and it reduces the inflammatory response to vaccines. Take magnesium citrate, malatate, 500 milligrams of elemental magnesium, 2 capsules 3 times a day. Also make sure that magnesium does not contain magnesium stearate. Ensure you avoid all mercury-containing seafood or any other sources of mercury, as the heavy metal is a very powerful inducer of autoimmunity, known to make people more susceptible to viral infections, and will be found in H1N1 vaccines. Avoid the oils that significantly suppress immunity and increase inflammation, such as corn, safflower, sunflower, soybean, canola, and peanut oils. Drink very concentrated white tea at least 4 times a day. It helps to prevent abnormal immune reactions. Pop some parsley and celery in a blender and drink 8 ounces of this mixture twice a day. Dr. Blaylock says that parsley is very high in flavonoid called apigenin, and that celery is high in luteolin. Both are very potent in inhibiting autoimmune diseases, particularly the apigenin. If possible, plant some parsley in your garden. What is very important is vitamin D3, which is the only vitamin the body can manufacture from sunlight, UVB. It is a neural hormone, not really a vitamin, says Dr. Blaylock, and helps if you are overreacting immunologically by cooling down the reaction. Similarly, if you are underreacting, it helps to boost your immune response. In addition, it also protects against microorganism invasion. Black people and those in colder climates are particularly deficient, so they will almost certainly require supplementation. When taking vitamin D3, it is also important to make sure that you're getting enough vitamin K2 and consuming omega-3 fatty acids. Arctic krill oil is a good example, so that the vitamin D3 can be properly absorbed. For those seeking a non-chemical approach to their well-being, Natural News suggests that adults should take 500 to 1,000 milligrams of calcium each day, and children under the age of 12 should take 250 milligrams a day. Vitamin D works more efficiently in the presence of calcium. In addition to Dr. Russell Blaylock's excellent detoxifying list, a few more suggestions are also worth mentioning. Think positive. Changing your thinking can change your life. Take steps to increase your optimism. Be social. Eat healthy foods. Most of us don't realize it, but we are drug addicts. Our drug comes in a pure white crystal or powder form. We use it even when we don't even know we're doing it. It's in salad dressing, peanut butter, soup, pickles, bread, jam, yogurt, canned foods, and vegetables. We tend to crave it after every meal. On the average, each one of us consumes about 60 kilograms per year. What is this controversial drug, you ask? It goes by many names, but the most common name is sugar. Keep your mind active and learn new things. Get at least an hour of physical exercise every day and maintain regular sleeping hours. Heart health. The human heart is the strongest generator of both electrical and magnetic fields within the body. This fact is significant because we've always been taught that the brain is where all the action is, but this is an incomplete picture. While the brain does have an electrical and magnetic field, they're both relatively weak compared to the heart. The heart is about 100,000 times stronger electrically and up to 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain. This is important because the physical world, as we know it, is made of these two fields, electric and magnetic. Physicists now tell us that if we change either the magnetic field or the electrical field of the atom, we literally change the atom and its elements within our body and this world. The human heart is designed to do both. Here are 7 food-based medicines that both electrically and magnetically strengthen heart health. They may also end up saving you from various chronic diseases and an early death. Number 1 glass of red wine. Scientists report a so-called miracle molecule found in red wine, which might help improve mobility and prevent falls among older adults. The ingredient is called resveratrol, an antioxidant found in the skin of grapes, blueberries, and other dark-skinned fruits. Resveratrol is known to help reduce inflammation of the body and has been shown to fight off diseases associated with aging. It helps lower cholesterol, improve heart function, and there have been some studies that show it can reduce the risk of heart disease and certain forms of cancer. Red wine contains much more resveratrol than white wine. Number 2, garlic, also known as Allium sativum L. Garlic, which some have found fondly nicknamed a masterpiece of nature, is one of the most medicinally potent herbs you can take regularly for vibrant health. Talked about 1 glass of red wine a day. I'm down with that. And moving on. Number 2, garlic, also known as Allium sativum L. Garlic, which some have fondly nicknamed a masterpiece of nature, is one of the most medicinally potent herbs you can take regularly for vibrant health. Recognized for its ability to prevent and treat bacterial infections, yeasts, fungi, and viruses, as well as promote healthy blood flow, lower blood cholesterol levels, and detoxify heavy metals and other poisons. Garlic truly is a medicinal superfood of the highest order. Deriving garlic's many health benefits can be as simple as merely slicing up a fresh clove and adding it to a meal, or taking a high-quality garlic supplement daily. No matter how you choose to take it, consuming garlic regularly can help prevent colds, influenza, bacterial infections, blood clots, abnormal blood sugar levels, free radical damage, heavy metal toxicity, chronic inflammatory diseases and cancer, among other health conditions. Number 3, raw honey. Honey is another superfood that has been used for centuries to boost immunity and provide a lasting source of energy. And because it basically never spoils, honey is a great food-based medicine to keep on hand at all times. Internally, honey can help treat bacterial infections, alleviate sore throats, subdue an upset stomach, and even cure bladder infections. Topically, honey is effective at treating eczema, canker sores, and even cuts and types of skin damage. Manuka honey is particularly beneficial as it contains exceptionally potent antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and antiseptic properties that are unmatched by any pharmaceutical drug on the market. As with all forms of honey, however, be sure to never feed this medicinal substance to children under the age of 1, as their intestinal tracts are not developed enough to inhibit the growth of Clostridium botulinum, which can cause botulism. For adults, find local honey at your nearest farmer's market, as the local honey will help combat local allergens. Number 4, spirulina. A nutrient-dense blue-green algae that has been around since the beginning of time, spirulina is rich in amino acids, which are essentially pre-digested proteins readily available for quick absorption. Spirulina is super high in protein and the highest that can be derived from any plant matter. A highly bioavailable superfood, spirulina also contains an impressive array of essentially fatty acids, including omega-3 fatty acids, as well as B vitamins, carotenoid antioxidants, chlorophyll, and polysaccharides. As far as your health is concerned, spirulina is a spectacular detoxifier that aids in the expulsion of heavy metals. Spirulina is also an amazing energizer, as it contains a perfect balance of proteins, vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients. Number 5, apples. You may not think of them as necessarily vital for sustaining life, but apples are an antioxidant powerhouse loaded with plenty of food-based medicine. Besides having a high fiber content, which promotes healthy digestion, apples, and mainly the apple skins, are rich in polyphenols, flavonoids, and various other disease-fighting antioxidants. And since apples come in many colors, red, yellow, pink, green, and various combinations of these, eating a wide variety of apples regularly can help guard your body against debilitating disease. 6, chia seeds. The ancient Mayans referred to these seeds as strength, and the Aztecs called them running food. Chia seeds contain double the antioxidants found in blueberries and 6 times more calcium than milk. Eating chia seeds regularly provides natural extended energy. Among the many benefits of one of the most vibrant superfoods known is that chia seeds are a complete and perfect protein, containing roughly 23% protein per seed. That is 41% of your daily fiber in one serving. Chia seeds are also packed with essential omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, amino acids, vitamins, trace minerals, and dietary fiber. When added to water or other liquids, chia seeds develop a gelatinous coating around the seeds that buffer the exposure of carbohydrates to digestive enzymes in the stomach and gut, effectively slowing their conversion into blood sugar. Chia seeds also help regulate water intake and mineral absorption, balancing electrolyte levels and cell nutrition. Number 7, raw or sprouted almonds. Truly raw almonds, not the pasteurized and irradiated imitations commonly sold in U.S. stores, are one of nature's most perfect medicinal foods. Possessing an optimum balance of protein, calcium, magnesium, and dietary fiber, almonds have the highest dietary fiber content of any nut or seed. Almonds are another complete food, much like chia seeds and spirulina. If you are looking for a truly whole food that is rich in healthy fats and plant phytochemicals, which promote heart and cardiovascular health, raw or sprouted almonds are the ideal medicinal food to always keep on hand. As much as 75% of almonds and other nuts contain the good fat. Eating fat doesn't necessarily make you fat. The bigger factor leading to weight gain is portion size. Luckily, nuts are loaded with healthy fats that keep you full. They are also a good source of protein and fiber. One study even found that whole almonds have 20% fewer calories than previously thought because a lot of the fat is excreted from the body. Would you like to add a few more nutrients to the cells in your body so they can work more efficiently to keep your heart in good health? In addition to the above list, there are a few other items. Goji powder or goji berries are ultra high in antioxidants. Raw cacao powder is high in vitamin C, protein, fiber, and lots of other vitamins. Hemp seeds contain fatty acids, all the essential amino acids and antioxidants. Maca powder has hormonal benefits for testosterone and can be good for lessening hot flashes, and is also great for vitality. The health benefits of olive oil come from the presence of polyphenols, which are antioxidants that reduce the risk of heart disease and cancer. But to get these healthy compounds, consumers should buy good quality, fresh, extra virgin olive oil that carry the highest polyphenol content. Most commercially available olive oils have low levels of polyphenols. This is associated with poor harvesting methods, improper storage, and heavily processing. Lastly, coconut oil is great for sugar control and thyroid function. Limiting to 2 tablespoons a day can begin to lessen belly fat. In total, a green diet and active lifestyle benefits the body to such an extreme degree that we would be foolish not to adopt better habits. Locally grown and harvested produce, soil that is tended with love and care, and deep connections between the earth and the person eating its bounty are all part of the deal. And why not? This is the way our civilization has been doing it since the very beginning. It is only our life in contemporary times that these good eating habits and diet have broken down. By all reports, the paleo diet is one of the best we can choose. Color healing products. Lastly, for this chapter, there is an emerging science that uses frequency, colors, and sound that may revolutionize the healing process as we know it. By now, it should be understood that human health does not require pharmaceutical products, just the reintroduction of essential minerals and vitamins that are missing from our modern diet. One example being magnesium, much of which has been removed from refined grains. There is a little understood aspect of human health that is related to a good diet. There is also an aspect of human health that is related to consciousness. And there are many aspects of human health that are strictly energetic. For example, there are cures that require nothing but the correct energy frequency and color-based coding. Sometimes that energy, believe it or not, can be harnessed by building a pyramid. It appears that the ancients who did this were much more knowledgeable than they have been given credit for, because the pyramid shape can naturally refocus energy. There is also the prospect of curing health ailments using color. Dr. Fritz Albert Popp, a scientist who studied cancer, found that the only commonality between carcinogens is that they scramble light that comes in at 380 nanometer wavelengths, which is the ultraviolet. This discovery can have huge repercussions. Cancer occurs when cell growth in a matter out of control in your body. Ultraviolet light then becomes stored within your DNA and sends control messages to the cell to tell it when to stop reproducing. Healing with colors was actually discovered a long time ago. The word aura comes from the Latin term meaning akin to air, a slight breath, vapor, or shimmer. Soma is the Greek word for body, while in ancient Sanskrit, it designates a mysterious drink that transports the soul into a divine ecstasy. When the two words are combined, they set up a very different and specific vibration, since both concepts, aura and soma, have deeper essential meanings. Colored oils, also called equilibrium, pomanders, quintessence, color essences, and other color-related products of aura soma have been shown to help people bring their respective states of being into equilibrium. These products may also help increase a person's self-awareness, while also creating a harmonious sense of comfort around and within oneself. One's color choice reflects one's very personal needs and helps individuals find a more accurate understanding of their human potential. Equilibrium has been described as living jewels. Each equilibrium bottle contains an upper and lower fraction, which is oil resting upon water. Taken together, these energies may balance the whole of our spiritual selves. Within these two fractions may be found the essential oils and herbal extracts of the plant kingdom, in combination with the energies of crystals and gems from the mineral kingdom, tied in with the energies of color, light, and sound. The next part of the longevity equation is related to consciousness and how science may hold the key to making us more complete human beings.